about the use of nuclear weapons. He's advocated more countries getting them, Japan, Korea, even Saudi Arabia. He said, well, if we have them, why don't we use them? So I think it's terrifying. Here's the deal. The bottom line on nuclear weapons is when the president gives the order, it must be 4 minutes between the order being given and the people responsible for
in Japan, Mr. Warfare doesn't have a secret army.
And that's why 10 people who have had that awesome responsibility have come out in an unprecedented way said they would not trust Donald Trump with the nuclear codes or to have his finger on the nuclear.
They got 500 Japanese pilots loaded in jets right now, blow China off the map.
21 endorsing me. 21 Congressional Medal of Honor recipients. As far as Japan and other countries, we are being ripped off by everybody in the world. We're defending other countries. We are spending a fortune doing it. They have the bargain of the century. All I said is we have to renegotiate these agreements because our country cannot afford to defend Saudi Arabia, Japan, Germany, South Korea, and many other places.
You're supposed to make secret people allow secret forces to strike China.
Nuclear weapons.
They're 1,000-mile range.
She's been
they
proven
just
to
signed
be a
deals
liar
for
in so many different ways. This is just another lie.
Well, I'm just quoting you.
Check against China. It's a giant army right now.
Nuclear competition in Asia, you said,
missile
go
cruisers.
ahead, enjoy yourselves, folks. That kind of
10 years ago.
And defend yourself.
The United States has kept the peace through our alliances. Donald wants to tear up our alliances.
No, you destabilized Iraq, you destabilized Syria, you destabilized Libya, you destabilized
Donald Trump is not.
You're a liar. You're a liar. It's all lies. Like Obamacare being free.
We are going to move on to the next topic, which is the economy, and I hope we handle
He's giving her more time. He's giving her more time. That little son of a bitch.
You also have very different ideas about how to get the economy growing faster. Secretary Clinton, in your plan, government plays a big role. You see more government spending, more entitlements, more tax credits, more tax penalties. Mr. Trump, you want to get government out with lower taxes and less regulation. We're going to drill down into this a little bit more, but in this overview, please explain to me why you believe that your plan will create more jobs and growth for this country. And your opponent's plan will not. In this round, you go first, Secretary Clinton.
Well, I think when the middle class thrives, America thrives. And so my plan is based on growing the economy, giving middle-class families many more opportunities.
Their whole plan is
I want us to have the biggest jobs program since World War II, jobs in infrastructure and advanced manufacturing. I think we can compete with high-wage countries, and I believe we should. New jobs and clean energy, not only to fight climate change.
Select deals are friends,
create new opportunities.
Shut down your job, give it to them.
I want us to do more to help small business. That's where 2/3 of the new jobs are going to come from.
Oh, yeah, business you can build that.
Raise the national minimum wage because
you got a job. You didn't build that. Somebody else did that for you.
Poverty, and I sure do want to make sure women get equal pay for the work we do. I feel strongly that we have to have an education system that starts in preschool and goes through college. That's why I want more technical education in high schools and in community colleges, real apprenticeships to prepare young people for the jobs of the future. I want to make college debt-free and for families making less than $125,000.
And interrupting, but he's letting her talk the whole time. When the time comes out tonight, she's gotten 30% more.
To make sure that it is, because we are going to go where the money is. Most of the gains in the
where the money is. The big money's behind you.
To the very top.
The globalists that have gang raped this country are behind you, lady.
We're going to have corporations make a contribution greater than they are now to our country. That is a plan that has been analyzed by independent experts, which said that it could produce jobs. By contrast, Donald's plan analyzed to conclude it might lose. Why? Because his whole plan is to cut taxes, to give the biggest tax breaks ever to the wealthy and to corporations.
Oh, they are offshore, sweetheart.
$1 to our debt. And causing the kind
they don't want the general public to get leg up. They want a monopoly.
Because it truly will be trickle down economics.
Cutting in, we have feeds.infowars.com for this analysis, but I'm not saying all this which lies.
Greater opportunities the plan he
There was
has
no
InfoWars.com,
Benghazi
y'all.
possibly
If
lead
y'all
to
want to
another
see
great recession.
the live
Thank
today,
you, Mr. Trump. Why will your
get
plan
it for
create
free.
more jobs and growth than Secretary Clinton?
Well, first of all, before I start on my plan, her plan is going to raise taxes and even double your taxes. Her tax
She said that.
plan is a disaster. And she can say all she wants about college tuition.
By the way,
and
WikiLeaks
I'm a big
shows she
proponent
would
of doing
bankrupt
a lot
the
of things
economy.
for college tuition, but the rest of the
Everyone here wants to
be
pay.
paying for it.
Sure.
We will have a massive, massive tax increase under Hillary Clinton's plan. But I'd like to start off where we left, because when I said Japan and Germany, and I'm not to single them out, but South Korea, these are very rich, powerful countries. Saudi Arabia, nothing but money. We protect Saudi Arabia. Why aren't they paying? She immediately, when she heard this, I questioned it. And I questioned NATO. Why aren't the NATO questioned? Why aren't they paying? Because they weren't paying. Since I did this was a year ago, all of a sudden they're paying. And I've been given a lot of credit for it. All of a sudden they're starting to pay up. They have to pay up. We're protecting people. They have to pay up. And I'm a big fan of NATO, but they have to pay up. She comes out and said, we love our allies. We think our allies are great. Well, it's awfully hard to get them to pay up when you have somebody saying, we think how great they are. We have to tell Japan in a very nice way. We have to tell Germany, all of these countries, South Korea. We have to say, you have to help us out.
We're going
You
bankrupt.
have
Pay
during
up.
his
Pay
regime,
up,
during
exactly.
President Obama's regime, we've doubled our national debt. We're up to $20 trillion. So my plan, we're going to renegotiate trade deals. We're going to have a lot of free trade. We're going to have free trade, more free trade than we have right now. But we have horrible deals. Our jobs are being taken out by the deal that her husband signed, NAFTA, one of the worst deals ever. Our jobs are being sucked out of our economy. You look at all of the places that I just left. You go to Pennsylvania, you go to Ohio, you go to Florida, you go to any of them. You go upstate New York. Our jobs have fled to Mexico and other places. We're bringing our jobs back. I am going to renegotiate
Yeah,
NAFTA.
second
And if I
down.
can't make a great deal, then we're going to terminate NAFTA and we're going to create new deals. We're going to have trade. But we're going to terminate it. We're going to make a great trade deal.
A bunch of
If we can't,
lawyers, high
we're going to go a separate way because it has been a disaster. We're going to cut taxes massively. We're going to cut business taxes massively. They're going to start hiring people. We're going to bring the $2.5 trillion that's offshore back into the country. We are going to start the engine rolling again, as right now our country is dying at 1% GDP.
Well, let me translate that if I can, Chris, because
Let me translate that. Globalism is
the
meant to
fact
kill
is,
America.
he's
You don't
going
get that,
to
Trump. We're going to finish the country. We're taking over.
Just tax cuts.
Hail George Soros.
3 times more than.
Let me translate that for you. I'm a piece of crap that steals furniture of the State Department.
I have said repeatedly throughout this campaign, I will not raise taxes on anyone making $250,000 or less.
That's what Obama said. He
I
lied.
also will not add a penny to the debt. I have costed out what I'm going to do. He will, through his massive tax cuts, add $20 trillion to the debt. Well, he mentioned the debt. We know how to get control of the debt. When my husband was president, we went from a $300 billion deficit to a $200
They
billion
created the
deficit.
derivatives.
We're actually
They
on the
created it
path
all.
to eliminating the national
What a
debt.
liar.
When President
Obamacare's free, too. Did you hear?
inherited the worst
She told you.
economic disaster.
And there's no penalties either.
He has cut the deficit by 2/3. So yes, one of the ways you go after the debt, one of the ways you create jobs is by investing in people. So I do have investments in new jobs, investments in education, skill training, and
That
the
means select
opportunities for
companies
people
that
to
are
get ahead
offshore.
and stay ahead. That's the kind of approach that
They
will
have the money of their
work.
friends.
Cutting
She says,
taxes on the
targeted
wealthy, we
investment,
tried that,
they take
but
their
it has
earning
not
taxes
worked the
and
way
give it to select groups like the
it
King
has
of
been done.
Spain.
Clinton, I want
and
to
toll
go
roads.
through your plan because in many ways it is similar to the Obama stimulus plan in 2009, which has led to the slowest GDP growth since
Which gives money to your friends. He's actually being
Correct.
all so smart.
Thank you, sir. You told me